Hello, everybody. I hope y'all are all doing well. I know this was impromptu, but I've been meaning to get back on here and do some video editing. This is church post production. Actually, this is where my live stream actually started, and I don't know if any of my stuff. Yeah, let's see. This is how long this has been. I didn't even have my logo on here. I need to update all of this. But AJ the CEO, folks, here. And how this all started is when I used to have church services, and there was a lot of stuff that we needed to edit and get our stream up to snuff with what we uploaded online. That is kind of where I'm just doing a flashback of that today, just because I am trying to train some other people at the same time and getting prep work for our last day of our e-missionary conference, which is next Saturday. I'd love for y'all to come out there and do that. It's plenty of time. Go to mediaministrymentor.com/conference. It's $100 to get a ticket in there. We already have about 12 sessions that were there from the other weekend when we had the session. We have some new sessions that are dropping pretty much on August 10th. One of them is going to be what this is. This is called church post-production, where I kind of walk you through the mindset of doing live stream, and not live stream, but taking your live stream and editing it, if I could speak, so we can actually do some more stuff with it. So I am just verifying that everything is up to snuff everywhere. Again, this was just out of the blue for me. Sounds like I'm really low in volume. I will do my best to talk a little bit louder. I mean, I am all to the floor on this. But like I said, this past Sunday, I'm filling in for the Ministry of Music at Antioch. They got me right before I was going out of town. So what I want to do is just get the mindset of how to take your regular live stream and do a little spin on it and do some editing to it, and to make it more palatable for the YouTubes and all of the stuff. What I'm doing can actually be on YouTube. It could be on Facebook. It doesn't really matter. I just want to show you some of the mindset of changing this stuff around so that we can get some more viewership, makes it more interesting for our viewers and everything like that. So I'm not going to play any of the audio because I know I will get in trouble for it for the most part, and we're going to go through that as well too. I do have access to the channel. So this was the stream that was just happening. It just happened today. I don't know why it's on here twice. But anyway, it's from here. All right. So if we come in here, and let me mute this. I am playing music that was made by UDO. So there should not be any strikes or any nonsense like that on the music. And the first thing, looking at our live stream, this is conducive for, people wanting to watch. You want to actually have some. Actually, I can play this because I should be fine here with the music that's going on here. And I might need to change that up. It seems too kind of laid back from there. But we're going to change that up. We want to actually have some type of music to engage with everyone. You want to have some type of timer so people know when the service is going to start. But again, when it comes to after the fact, if you're going to keep it this way, we need to at least add chapters in here so we can spruce this up a little bit. So let me go in, and I'm trying to remember. I might have to go. Let me log into the church's computer so I can do that. The first and easiest thing to do is to go in and add some chapters so that we can jump ahead to where everything is. That is the easiest thing that you can do. And let me log into the computer here, and let's go full screen. So now we can go back here. So I am logged into the church's computer right now. And let's go to the back end, and we want to have this side by side with what was streamed. This is if you're not going to edit. So worst case scenario, if you're not comfortable with DaVinci Resolve, any editing or anything like this, this is something very simple that you can do. So I was talking with the media ministry, and as you can see, if I go back, you want to add a name so that people can differentiate what your service is. So in the past, see, they just had Antioch Baptist Church Sunday worship service, worship service, worship service, worship service, worship service. I don't know what this is, what the sermon is, nothing. I'm not going to know that until I get in. So what we did this time is what the sermon was, I got the media to make it to where it's actually a question. What is the power of prayer? Because the sermon was the power of prayer. So we want to change our title. So first we can know what actually is going on, what day it is, not just worship service and something just very generic. All right, that's the first thing we did. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the video, and I'm going to open up another tab so I can go to the back end and edit this. So we're going to add some timestamps so we can jump ahead. So here's our countdown, and we want to scrub through here to where it looks like they cut over to the actual internal clock here. So that's when I actually started up. So right here, I'm going to stop right here. And at this time right here, it is at 6:39. So let's go into the back end of the video. We need to add some stuff into here as well, too. First, we're going to do is I like to just do markers here. You don't have to do this at all. So I'm just going to do time stamps. And we always start with 0. And because the service went on long, we're just going to, first one we're going to do start. And normally I would do this with ChatGPT, but for whatever reason, it can't read live streams, videos. So we're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So we started at 6:39. This is where I want to say this is praise and worship, all right? So we're just going to scrub through here and try and find points to get to certain parts so we can call this out. And this is if we are not going to do any form of editing right now. And I'm actually trying to stall because I'm uploading this video to me as well, too. That sounded. All right, let's jump forward a little bit. So I want to come back where Pastor Paul is right there. All right, so right there, that's 12:25. So this is going to be call to worship. So we're going to put another timestamp right there, 12:25. 25. Now, again, you might be wondering, what's the point of this? We don't want to hold, if we have to first respect people's time. If they decide to come and listen to our video, why not have it set up in chapters so they can go to the certain part that they want instead of forcing them to want to watch all the way through? Because, you know, people are impatient. And if it's already been live, I want to be able to jump to the part that I want to see. That's the main thing we're doing. So I'm going to save this. And if we refresh this, give it a second. As you can see, we've already got our chapter. So now we click. Now we can jump to specific parts that make it very easy to get to. And you can get, if you're still using a church program, you can actually go through here and just follow along with that. I'm not going to do it that much. You can. Just want to give you some ideas of some main things you want to call out. Because personally, what I would do is, let's see, let's go over here to scripture. We'll start it right there. We're going to rewind it a little bit, find where that picks up at. All right, so that is 3750. So we'll come in here again. 3750. Scripture and morning prayer. Save that. And I'm not going to do all of these because, like I said, you can get as fancy as you want and add as many as you want. That is, I forgot what song that was. That's an impromptu praise and worship moment there. We will cut over here. Now, if I was editing, I would actually cut this out because inside the sanctuary, this is being shown, and I don't want to watch this for that amount of time. So that is 59:25. So what I personally would do if I was editing this, I would have cut that out completely because there's no point in just staring at the online giving. What I would do is replace that with a lower third just to keep it going. The idea when you're doing video editing of your services, you want to cut out any of the low moments that most people will want to skip. If they were going to skip, just cut it out, because if they're going to skip it, there's no point in having to watch it at all. So we got that right there. Now, especially since we did the offering and the announcements, we're going to, that's the end of offering. That's the doxology. So that's still some more announcements. Skip forward some more. All right, so this is right before, I forgot the title of what this section is, what the song, I think it's the preparation, hymn of preparation, I believe that is. So that's 1 hour, 6 minutes, 28 seconds. Six minutes and 28 seconds. So I will do hymn of preparation. And then, because I want to have a jump so where people will know to go to right before the sermon. This is where we did another song. And then this is where Bishop Swanson came up. All right, so that's 1:10:59, or let's just do 1:11. That makes that easy. 1:11 morning. So we'll change this to the power of prayer because that was his sermon topic. And then, we can cut out after this. And again, we're just looking for the high moments so that when somebody watches this, they can jump right to the part that they're interested in. You rather have your, so this was actually prayer. So that's 139:22. $139.22. So we'll call it corporate prayer. Kind of do that there. You can always change the name to whatever. That's what I just based off of what the sermon was going over. That's why I did it like that. And then we have altar call. So this was at 1:41. See, really simple. Yes, it does take time, but if you're live streaming to YouTube, there is a button that you can press in the upper right-hand corner when you're in the studio. I don't know if I can kind of show you what I'm doing right now. I'll see if I can show it to you. So like if I bring mine over right now, this is what I'm seeing right now while I am live streaming. There's this bookmark button that you can press right there that will do this. If you're monitoring that, you can actually do this while you're live, and you don't have to do this after the fact. But we'd like to give that to you. So then we'll do altar call. And then we had communion today. So we're going to skip forward some more. So communion started at 1:53. So communion 1:53. And then after that, for the most part, it ended right after that. So, and that's the end of the service. Now, one other thing, when you're doing this for your live stream, always give yourself some time to actually put, a block at time where you're asking people to like and subscribe. So, like, I just liked it for them. We only have one. Put something up there just like I do. Let's see if mine will actually go right now. There we go. So if you want to like and subscribe, if you like the stuff you're doing, you should always do that so that you ask your audience that. Your audience is not going to know what you're going to do if you don't ask. You have not because you ask not. All right. So now that we've got all of that done, let's go ahead and just save this. And so now, let's actually come in here and let's change a few things as well too. So we want to get some more information about this. So we're going to say service date. All right, we got one question. I use automatic chapters all the time. It's using AI to create those timestamps. I can't waste my time on those. Specifically, I'm having videos for 4 and 5 hours. Completely, and I understand that. That is true. But for right now, live stream ones, unless you have a different tool that I'm not aware of, live stream ones, you can't do this with automated ones. So like I'll try it just to show you. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to come out of here. And I'm going to go into ChatGPT and I'm going to see if it'll do it. Please suggest timestamps for this YouTube video. Now, every time I've done this on a live one, it says it can't read it. Yeah, see, error talking. It looks like there's an issue retrieving the data. Now, what tool are you using if that's the case? Let me know, because if there's one that will automate this, I will happily do that, and that will make it a whole lot easier. Now, for videos that I upload, that will work. So, like, if I downloaded this video, which was the whole point of this, if I download this, edit it, and then upload it, then the automatic chapters can actually read through it and do that for me. I have not found anything that if you have a live stream, it will do it that way. But I am all ears if you have one. Now, some other suggestions we are going to is, first, we need to kind of flag this stuff. So what's the service date? So that is going to be August 4th, 2024. We want to do a preacher, and that's going to be Bishop Swanson. And why is his name escaping me right now? I've known him for years, and I don't know why in the world I'm tripping, forgetting his name. And thankfully, lower thirds are put up. I thought it was Larry. I was like, but I didn't know. Just want to confirm. All right, so we'll do that as Bishop Larry Swanson. Sometimes I will put the scripture up so you can reference it. Again, these are things that personally I like to do live so that you don't have to do it after the fact. I would actually come in here and do something else. Need to give a description, talk about who it is, all this other stuff like that. We'll come back to that. Other thing we need to do is we need to start filtering this stuff so that we know how everything is. So if we go back to the church's page or your YouTube channel, see we have playlists here, and that needs to go away. But see, we have live streams here, and really a lot of these need to be filtered because right now, if you go to your main front page, it's just the Wild Wild West, and it's just stuff there. There's no formal shape to it. Like originally, I had like music ministry, sermons. Just don't throw all your videos up. Again, it's like you're making a storefront. We put chapters in there to make it easier for people to jump to different stuff, but then we also want to filter it, and you can get as granular with this as you want to. You can start making it if it's a certain theme or if it's a certain series that the sermon is about. You want to start doing stuff like that. But again, it's meant not for, don't think of your live stream as a one-off thing. You want people to come back and watch it over and over again. And why do they do that? Because, oh, I want to jump to this song that I really enjoyed. Oh, I want to jump back to this sermon. That's personally why editing it, I chop that long video into sections so it makes it even easier. You make the chapters for everybody who wants to watch the live stream, and they can jump to exactly if they want. Say as somebody who missed service and they want to experience the whole thing. You got it, but you put the chapters there available. But then you edit this, and then, hey, I don't want to watch all of this. I just want to hear the church announcements. You separate the announcements separately. Oh, I just want to hear the second song that the choir sang. You can put that aside. Or, hey, I don't want to hear this at all. I just want to hear the altar call and the prayer. You can separate that. Or, predominantly, hey, I just want to listen to the sermon. I don't want to hear all the other stuff. I just want to do the sermon. You cut that out, and that one long video can now be made into multiple. That's really the rationale behind where church post-production came from. First, cleaning up the live stream, making it more palatable with it in place. Then the next step after that is you always, and it was kind of ironic today that we talked about this, always record your services because you just never know what happens, good and bad. So today at service, thankfully not at our at Antioch, but they got a call that a pastor collapsed right after a dedication or something like that, and they had to use the defibrillator on them and everything like that. You wouldn't want that to be on the live going out. So the idea is if it's live, and we're going to talk, I have a video talking about that for contingency plans if something came up, but you want to put something in place for the be right back, something, and stop that from going out live. And by you recording it, you can edit it and edit that whole thing out as if that never happened. So you just want to be really mindful as media ministries. You're also the gatekeepers of what goes out from the church digitally. And the last thing you want is to have a meme about your church in the wrong thing, good, bad, indifferent. You don't want to do that. So that's the reason why I always suggest that you always record your stuff because you never know when you might need to do it. I remember one time at Antioch, we were recording service, and we had somebody come in, and we had to revisit that video to send that to the police. You just never know. I've had to do that when I've recorded football games where the police have asked for my footage because I had the best shot in the house to get the assailant. You know, you just never know. You hope you don't have anything like that, but you just never know. It's better to be prepared. And then, you know, I always record it anyway because if the internet goes out, you can always upload it after the fact. But anyway, so we want to start separating our stuff here. So we need to come in here and put this in a playlist so people can actually get to it easily. So these are live streams. So I'm going to make some other ones as well, too. So that music one needs to go away. And some other ones, choir rehearsal needs to go away. And we can just make topics based off of whatever it needs to be done. So right now I'm going to filter it into live streams just to put everything in a bucket instead of they're just out there. So let's go ahead and save that. And it's still actually processing. So it's not even in HD yet. What I would also recommend is you make a thumbnail for the topic that you're talking to. So you have your overall thumbnail for your live streams, which if you're only doing your live streams, do something that calls out exactly what the message is about. You want to do that instead of just the generic picture of the church that, again, means nothing because nobody's searching for that, especially if you have a title that is just worship service. You need to make it so that people can understand and you want them to come there. Now, again, the church channel is not monetized or anything like that. And I think YouTube has actually done some updates too. So they'll actually give me some options for thumbnails once this is processed. So we'll probably come back and do that. And just to let y'all know, I am in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know. So that's the first thing. And I think for this part, I'm going to come back and do some descriptions and all this other stuff. Need some more information about that. Now, depending on how you use your music, you also need to come back here and look through to see if do you have any copyright claims on anything. Always address your copyright claims, whether they're legit or not. Always put some effort into looking into them. So like this one, some of these I just don't think is right, because I think some of these are kind of garbage, to be quite honest. Like this group, I have no idea who this is, but I highly doubt they own the rights to a James Cleveland song. But I don't know. Maybe I stand corrected. But I just don't understand how they would have rights over this, especially you haven't even updated your website. It still says 2020. But you got to just be mindful of, are you using stuff that you have the right to? And did I spell Cleveland right? I mean, yeah, that was the dude on the front. I'm trying to just see if they legitimately have a click here for information. Okay, let's see. Some of this is nonsense. But anyway, go through and, put the stuff in place where it's appropriate. I still don't understand why all of that is getting hit like that, but just got to be mindful of that. So what we did today with a simple one, I was prepared to go into some editing, basic editing, but the file hasn't finished uploading, and then I still need to download it. So that won't work. But just be mindful of when you have your live stream, give it some effort in putting it in place. We need to come through and put some dates on here. So it's going to be interesting to come back through here and try and do this update and put all this other stuff in place. But one of the easiest things we can do right now is at least to put it in a playlist of our live stream. So now all of these are sorted and we can go through it that way. But I think that is about it this time around. Let me know if y'all have any other questions. Like I said, we used to do this all the time on Sundays, but I've been so busy and haven't been in a place to actually do this. And I only do content if you're getting something out of it. If there's something else you want to do, I am going to do a long session of this on August 10th inside of the emissionary conference, where I'm going to go through everything of editing everything, where we're going to be adding a brand new intro, cutting out the junk, doing some audio level balancing, making multiple videos out of the live stream and making them appropriate for each one. My friend Augustine did a class talking about how to make sermon shorts, how you can find the stuff that's going to be for a short that makes it good for Reels, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, or YouTube shorts that leads into the long form content. So the idea, make a 10 to 15 second short on a highlight that happened at church that leads to, say it was a comment that the pastor said, 10, 15 seconds. Then of interest, that leads everybody into the separate, just the sermon. And then if they're interested in that, let that video lead to the original long version of it. So you want to make it in small bite sizes. Start with the appetizer, go to your salad, then you go to your first course, second course, third course. That's how you lead this instead of just throwing it up there. Again, this is some of the stuff that not everybody's going to do this, but this is how you set yourself apart instead of just doing what everybody else does. Learn the tools. There's a reason why more people get attention on their stuff, because they do the little stuff that the majority of people don't do. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. You can always email me, and I'm going to see if my stuff is here. If you have any questions, you can email me at questions@ajholmes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. If you ever needed some help, know that you can go to ajholmes.com/consultations to book something with me, phone, Zoom, and on-site. I'm actually going to Chicago next week to do an on-site, and probably going to be visiting about 3 ministries while we're up there, and we'll be back around noon on Thursday. So we're here to help. And like I said, hope that helps. And I think that is about it. I'm trying to see if y'all like this. If not, because we haven't done church post-production in 2 years. But if y'all get something out of it, hey, we'll do it some more. And then hopefully y'all learn something that you can take those skills to kick up your media ministry. And maybe even you've never video edited before. We can try and walk you in there to help you get comfortable with it and start simple. And then sooner or later it goes there. I learned this the same way off of just editing church videos. That's how I know how to edit my stuff over 12 years of just doing this. So anybody can do it. So anyway, folks, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Really short, because it really wasn't that much to do it. Just make sure you go back behind your stuff, add some timestamps, make it easier for people to find your stuff. Give it a proper name. Just don't do worship service or Sunday service, Saturday service, or whatever. Give it a name. And more importantly, change the title of the sermon to a question that is being answered. That's what people are looking for. They're not looking for your church service live stream. People are on YouTube looking for answers to questions. So again, the sermon today was the power of prayer. We changed the title is, what is the power of prayer? So that's what people are looking for. So anyway, I think that's about it. We'll talk to y'all later, folks.